Would you have it rainy or sunny?
Rainy.
You want rainy. Does that keep it a little cooler for you? Helps the grass to grow. Helps the garden out there grow. Helps the trees to grow. And if you stand out there, maybe it'll help you grow. I don't know. We all need water. Well, my story is not about the weather today. It's about a family that had a lot of faith. Now, this family went out and they bought a puppy. And they love this little puppy. How many here like puppies? They're cute, cuddly, and they nuzzle you and yip and yap and try to pull you on your clothes or take things away from you, don't they? And they're a lot of fun to play with. Well, they lived out in the farm area or out in the country. Let me put it that way. I lived out in the country, but it wasn't a farm. And they took the puppy with them wherever they went. And he would just bounce around and he would just have all sorts of energy, and he'd chase a butterfly, he'd chase a bird, he'd chase anything that moved. And they just got the biggest delight out of this, and they would walk along into the field and into the woods and enjoy the woods and everything, the coolness from the hot sun. And they did this almost every day with the puppy. Well, the puppy grew, and he still was just bouncing around about everything. So they finally decided on a name. And what do you think they decided on?
Bouncy.
Bouncy, that's a good name. But he had so much energy, they called him Peppy, because he had so much pep and energy. So they called him Peppy. So Peppy grew, and as they went on their walks, he still loved to sniff around and follow trails and chase rabbits now and everything, and groundhogs, anything that moved. Nothing was sacred, nothing was safe. They were going to go after it. He was. So one day when they finished their walk and they came home, Peppy came with them, and then he had to go out later because, you know, all animals have to go potty, don't they? So they let Peppy out, and they waited a while. They called him back in, but no Peppy. Oh dear. Where did Peppy go? So they walked out. Peppy! Peppy, come on, boy! Come on, Peppy. It's dinner time. No Peppy. They thought, what could happen? They went out and they walked the trails and everything, looking for him, thinking, oh, he really got interested in chasing something. Couldn't find Peppy. They went home very sad because they loved their dog. He was a part of their family. And they prayed about it. And each day they'd go out and look, Peppy! But Peppy didn't show up. And years went by. Boys and girls. How old's the oldest child here? How old are you?
11.
You're 11. Anybody older than 11?
9.
Okay, 11 years old. She's 11. Peppy was missing for more than 11 years. One day the phone rang. Hello? Is this so-and-so? Yes, it is. Well, this is the animal shelter out in such and such a place. It was way far away, way far away. And we think we may have a dog that's yours. She said, really? He said, yes. She said, well, what makes you think it's our dog? He said, we found it wandering the streets, and there was a chip in it when we checked, and the chip led us back to you. And that's what people do with their animals, their cats and their dogs, in case they get out or get lost. Someone picks them up and takes them to the animal shelter. They scan it. Oh, this belongs to a family that lives over here. We'll contact them. That's exactly what they did. And so then, the people were so elated, and they were thanking the Lord because they had been persistent in their prayer, praying that if he was with a new family, that he'd be treated well, but they would love to see him, they would love to have him back. Lord, please take care of Peppy for us. And you know what they did? They said, we will wire you the money for a plane ticket. And they were going to put Peppy on a plane and drive him clear across country to come home. They trusted in God so much. Now they not only knew he had a home at one time, because he was well taken care of, but he must have gotten adventurous again and wander off, and someone picked him up and took him to the animal shelter. But when they saw him, when they got off the plane, do you know did I tell you how many years? 14. She's 11. You got to add 3 more years. That's how long that dog was gone.
How old is the dog now?
Pardon?
How old is the dog now?
Well, he was probably about 16 then, because I think he was a couple of years old. And he just wandered around, and somebody found him and just said, well, what a nice dog. Nobody's going to take him, I'll take him. And off they went, and he ended up clear across the country. But they never lost faith. They kept praying that he would come home, or that he would have a good home. They said, Lord, it's in your hands. They never lost faith in the Lord. And sure enough, when Peppy came out and they let him out of the crate, he knew them because they had treated him with so much love. He knew them. And what did he do?
Jump.
Oh, Peppy's way, bounce, 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 right over to them. Because he still remembered the love they gave him. And then they had Peppy back in their lives again. So don't give up. Don't give up when you're praying for someone or something. Don't give up. If it's the right thing, God will make sure it happens for you. We have to put it in God's hands because He knows what's best. No matter what we want, He knows what's best for us much more than we do. Sometimes the things we want aren't really good for us. But He will know what's best for us. And He will make sure that somewhere down the line, it could be immediately, it might be 14 years. Could be tomorrow. But when it's the right time, God will say, here. Who would like to pray for us today? Anyone? You would? Well, thank you. Would you like the mic?
Yes.
So we can hear you real well? We know God hears you. But we want everyone to hear what a nice prayer you have. That is.
Thank you, God, for protecting us, even the people that couldn't make it here, so that people protect them when they come here. Even you can protect the homeless people. In Jesus, amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Get your little baskets.